Hello, this is D, and I'm back with another video. Well, today we're going to talk about yesterday's PlayStation Showcase event, and I gotta say overall it was a pretty good show. Now, I know Sony fans are waking up this morning on top of the world after what went down yesterday. Now, to be quite honest with you guys, when the show kind of started off, it was kind of mid for me. Now, they showed some smaller titles, and I just wasn't really into them. That's why diversity is such a good thing. Just because I don't like a game, it doesn't mean that other fans are not going to be excited for that game. Now, the small titles, of course, I'm talking about Kid Amnesia, Tachia, and the other game, I forgot the name of it right now, but it just was kind of mid, so it wasn't a good starting for the show. Now, when they got into like Guardians of the Galaxy, that's when I started to say, okay, let's see what's going on here. Now, I know this is a multi-plat game, I know it's going to be on the Series X, but to be quite honest with you guys, I wanted to know more about this game ever since the first announcement. Now, I think the game is still a little bit rough. It looked a little bit janky in certain areas, and the art style, I don't know if I'm 100% on board with it. Now, if this game has good gameplay and a great story, it's going to be a smash hit. Now, we got to see Blood Hunt, and this was a different take on the vampire genre. It looks pretty bloody. We didn't get a lot of details on this game. Nonetheless, like I said, diversity, this is what makes a good game catalog for a console, and I know that some gamers are definitely going to be excited for Blood Hunt. Now, we got to see Grand Theft Auto 5, and nobody asked for this game to be remastered. Now, I own this game on multiple platforms. In fact, I got it free on the Epic Store. Now, I know this game has gone down to even $10, so why anybody would want to buy this game again in 2021, 22, whenever the hell it's coming out, makes absolutely no sense. It looked like a mod from the PC. It didn't look that much different from the original version. Now, I get it, we got these next generation consoles and they're more powerful, but this game is so old, and I really think that Rockstar is milking the franchise at this point. We need a new Grand Theft Auto, so I don't see a lot of people getting this game. I could be wrong, there could be some people out there that are excited for this game, but like I said, seeing this kind of start off the show, I was like, what's going on here? It was kind of mid. Now, they also showed us Alan Wake Remastered, and this game, once again, I have played it so many times. I'm not excited for it because it's a remaster. It's not really that old. Okay, maybe it's a little bit old. It's a 360 title, but it doesn't look much different from the original, and I've played it so many times, so this one is not really exciting for me. Now, I can see it being exciting for some PlayStation fans because it's the first time that this game will be on a Sony console, so I guess this could justify why it was shown at the show. Now, we saw Forspoken. Now, Forspoken, things really start to kick into gear for this show for me after I saw Forspoken. Now, first of all, I like the character. I like how they're kind of arrogant. I like the art style of the game. I like the powers. I like the things that were going on in the game. Basically, I liked what I saw. Graphically, it looked okay. Like, it wasn't a next generation, so to speak, looking game. There were some things that just looks like it could be done on a PS4, to be quite honest with you guys, but nonetheless, it did look pretty cool, and it is a new IP, so this was a good showing for me. Now, we also got to see Project Eve. Now, these are one of those games that I don't really play this type of game, but I do know that a lot of PlayStation fans are excited for this type of genre, so I do see this game getting a lot of traction on the PlayStation Network. Now, we got another remastered game of Uncharted. Now, this is coming to the PC, so that's kind of exciting for some PC users that wanted to play this game but don't own a PlayStation console, so that's pretty cool. But this game, once again, who's going to pay for this game on a PlayStation console? Most of us own this game. If anything, this should be a free upgrade for all PS5 owners. Instead, they're charging us money for a remastered game that doesn't look much different from the original. To be quite honest with you guys, the original version looked fantastic. Now, we'll know we'll get like a better frame rate on PC, and of course the textures will look better, but overall it doesn't look much different to what we've seen before, especially from this trailer. So once again, for this, I wasn't too excited. Now, they announced Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, and the first time that I saw this, I was like, oh wow, this is coming only to the PlayStation 5. This is a pretty big deal. Well, it turns out that this is a timed exclusive, so this will also show up on the Xbox Series X. Nonetheless, this is an exciting announcement as this is going to be a remake, a re-envisioning of the first one. Now I'm hearing that they're going to stay pretty close to the original concept and style of game and basically the levels. I heard there's going to be a few little deviations, but more or less it will play like the original game, but it is a remake, so it will look completely different and hopefully take full advantage of these next generation consoles. Now we got to see Gran Turismo, and I have mixed feelings on Gran Turismo. Now, I am a big fan of the Gran Turismo series, but to be honest with you guys, the last few iterations of the game, it's been kind of going downhill, especially when you compare it to Forza Motorsport 7 or Forza Horizon. These games are just in another league. So when they were showing this on yesterday's event, I was expecting a game to look as good, if not better, than the Forza series, and I was very disappointed. Now I know it's still early and I know the game is not launching yet, so of course they're gonna clean it up before it launches, but I did see a lot of aliasing. I saw some areas where it looked a little bit rough, and overall it just didn't look better than the Forza series that Microsoft has on the Xbox Series X. So the jury's still out on this one. This has gotta be probably my biggest disappointment of the show. I was expecting more things from this. Now what everybody was going crazy for was Spider-Man 2. Now I did think that it was possible that they would show this, but I didn't have any type of concrete evidence. We were just having a discussion on the RDX podcast last Tuesday, and I said that it's possible that they could show Spider-Man 2 because of course, you know, they have all the assets. They're hot off the heels of Miles Morales, so they could put together a trailer, and that's what they did. And we are going to get Kraven the Hunter in Spider-Man 2 as well as Venom. Now this was put together really well, but to be quite honest with you guys, it wasn't in game. It was CGI, and this game is quite far out. It's not coming out to 2023. Still, it's pretty good to know that Spider-Man 2 is coming to the PlayStation 5. I'm going to assume that this is going to be a next generation only game as it's coming out in 2023. Now this announcement set the internet on fire. Everybody was talking about Spider-Man 2, and although it comes out in 2023, I still think this was a huge announcement. Sony also surprised us with Wolverine. This game will be made by Insomniac, and like Spider-Man, we didn't really get too much information on this game. We kind of got a little bit of a trailer of Logan sitting in some type of pub after he had destroyed everything and everybody in the place. Now this game is not coming out till like 2023, 2024. It was a good tease and I wanted to see more, so I can't really judge too much off of this trailer. I will say it is exciting to see another Marvel game making its way to the Sony PlayStation 5. We know that Insomniac is going to be making this game. We see the work that they've done with Spider-Man, so we can only assume that they're going to do great things with Wolverine. Now, I hope it's not a watered down version. Wolverine is a very vicious character, and I do believe that they should let this character stretch its legs out. So I hope to see lots of limbs being ripped apart, being sliced off. I hope that it's a bloody event because that's how a Wolverine video game should be. Now, of course, we got God of War Ragnarok. Now, I saw some people kind of putting some stuff out there that it doesn't look next generation, that it looks kind of cross-gen. Well, that's because it is a cross-generation game. Now, I do expect it to look better on the PlayStation 5. It should have better textures, it should have a higher frame rate, and of course, a higher resolution. God of War already looked fantastic on the PlayStation 4. I did see a few little incremental updates on the character models. Overall, I didn't really see a huge difference over the PlayStation 4 God of War. It did look a little bit cleaner. The characters looked a little bit more detailed. Now, of course, we're gonna have to wait till this game comes out to really judge it, but it was a fantastic looking game on the PlayStation 4 already, so there's really nothing to complain about. The first year of a console coming out is kind of a transition period, so it's expected to to have cross-generation games. Now, if we're getting deep into 2022, 2023, the start of it, and we're still getting cross-gen games, then that would be a cause for concern. I still think the game looks fantastic, and I expect the next version to be at least as good, if not better, and we got some great characters in it. We got Thor in this next God of War, so I think this was overall a pretty good showing for Sony. Now, they did kind of start the show a little bit slow. They showed that commercial in the start, and I was kind of confused, like, is this a game? Is this a TV show? Is this a movie? And then kind of 3/4 way through the video, I kind of assumed that it was a commercial, and of course it was a commercial, so I guess that's the tone that they wanted to start the conference off with, and that's okay. I guess it satisfied some PlayStation fans, but overall I have to say it was a pretty good showing. I have a PlayStation 5. I don't know why some people think that I hate on Sony. I own a PlayStation 5, I own a Series X, I have a PC, I play on everything. I am a fan of games first. Just because you like Xbox does not mean that you can't like PlayStation or vice versa. We're gamers at the end of the day, and I have to say I am excited for some of these games that were showcased yesterday, and I can't wait to play them on my PlayStation 5. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about yesterday's showcase. Were you impressed with Sony's showing? If you were, let me know in the comment section down below. If you thought the show was not good, also let me know in the comment section down below. And like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.